Okay, the Adobe Creative Suite, highly recommended. If you're a creative professional, there's no question in my mind. Don't mess with other stuff. I mean, there's some great software out there, yes. And even though I use things like Final Cut Pro, which isn't Adobe, most all of my tools of choice are related to Adobe. Adobe works really, really hard, and they have for a very long time to make sure that they provide excellent creative tools for creativity, productivity, and design, and that kind of stuff. I'm going to just walk you through a little bit. I have some friends of mine that asked me, what should I be getting? The Creative Cloud? What's the Creative Cloud? And, should I get this? Should I get that? Or whatever. So basically, if you go to adobe.com and you can research all of the different software they have, and up on the top left, you have creativity and design. And the blue button here, View Plans and Pricing. Click on that. And that's going to show you most all their tools, not all of their tools, but most all of their most popular tools or software application or apps or whatever we want to call that. Okay, so they have Lightroom and Photoshop for photography, Acrobat Pro, just Photoshop. So there's a lot of... I won't go through what all of these do, but I'll give you some of the basics. I mean, what I personally think is a great choice for most people that like to take quick photographs, on your phone and, do some basic editing and in Photoshop would be to use this one here. For $9 a month, you get the photography package, which is really two things. It's Lightroom and Photoshop. Lightroom is great for uploading photos or opening photos on their app, and they have some excellent tools to play with the lighting effects and the exposure and all that kind of stuff with photography. And it works hand in hand with the basic version of Photoshop, the classic Photoshop, which allows you to do the very basic stuff to be able to save files very easily. So that's a good choice for $10 a month or $9.99 a month. Now you can add things like Adobe stock to that. Don't mess with that. Just get the software. If you're a photographer and you want the basics, you get the photography for $9.99. Acrobat Pro, that's excellent for editing documents and adding notes to documents and that kind of stuff. You can get the Acrobat Reader for free, so I don't think you need that unless you plan on engaging with Acrobat files regularly, which I do. I use all of these, but I'm just going to go through the basics for you. Now, Photoshop for $20 a month, approximately, that's the full version of Photoshop. Allows you to really, really dig deeper and really, if you like working with rasterized graphics or photos or really high resolution graphics and you really want to work on them and play with the color and drawing tools and things like that, you'd get that. It'd be $20.99 for that. And, you could get that, play with that, and come up with some really cool artwork. Illustrator is a vector-based drawing application. So the way I describe it is if you have picture having a pen and you're going to draw a line, a line, and a line. That's a vector. From point A to point B is a vector. It's actually really, really clear, concise line drawings. That's excellent for logos because anytime you create a brand or an identity or a logo, you want to start with a vector-based graphic. So it's razor sharp. You can blow that sucker up to the size of Texas and it'll still be razor sharp. So that's for drawing, illustrating, that kind of stuff. InDesign is an excellent piece of software for doing book design and magazine design and layouts and documents of any kind. And you can do electronic documents, EPUBs, or you can do print documents. You can do both. So that's excellent InDesign. After Effects, I use that quite a bit for animation. That's great for motion graphics and visual effects for film and TV and other things. I love using After Effects. You can do some really, really cool stuff with that. It takes a little bit of time to learn and to master that, but it's an awesome, powerful tool. Again, Lightroom is for editing and organizing your photos. I don't think you need that unless you're a really hardcore photographer and you need something like that, because most computers come with something that allow you to organize your photographs pretty easily. Audition is an excellent piece of software for audio. A lot of people use free software out there like Audacity to work on audio. I have mixed views on free software. I mean, Audacity, if you do the research yourself and look it up, Audacity has a lot of issues with privacy and security issues. There have been a lot of security issues over the years because it's a free shareware. It's up there, and if you record something on Audacity and it goes to the cloud, wherever the cloud is, it's out there. And although you can download a version or a copy of the file for yourself, that's obvious, but your original stuff is out there, and God knows where that is. You get your own software like Audition, you can edit your sound settings even better than Audacity. It has some really top-notch audio recording, mixing, and restoration features that make it an excellent, excellent piece of software. What's better is that it's on your computer and you own it, and you don't have to mess with anything else. Then there are all of these other programs are pretty. They're pretty specialized. I mean, Dreamweaver is great for people that want to create websites, but you really have to know what you're doing. That's for the design and development things for modern responsive websites, but you have to know how to use it. I think there are better options for people that don't want to mess with programming. I have it and I use it, but I use a mix of online web builders like Squarespace and Wix and Weebly and Shopify that allow you to do it right there on a web browser. It's a lot more functional, but sometimes I need to get into the programming code, and Dreamweaver is pretty good for that too. Then again, I actually have, where is it? I have brackets that I use. That's for hand programmers, which I don't do a lot of, but I have people that I work with that can do that kind of stuff. You have InCopy for making text edits, and that's for sharing teams in publishing settings where you want to share and edits and layout modifications without impacting the design. So an editor will work over here, an editor is working over here, and they work together in InCopy before it gets to you, the designer, on InDesign. Look these up, though. I mean, you can go see all of these little modules, say see plan and pricing details, and you can go in and look them up and see what's what. Adobe stock, $29.99 a month. You can access millions of high-quality, royalty-free images for your projects. You can do that, and I've used some of them, but they're sort of kind of limited. I have better luck with Shutterstock and iStock Photo to have a little bit more variety there, but it's not bad. Adobe stock isn't bad for that. So check all of these out. I mean, there's a lot of different pieces of software here. Some I didn't even mention, like Animate, where you can design interactive vector animations for multiple platforms. And I've done that. You can use Animate for that. But I actually use After Effects and do my own custom animation.
So you got to decide for yourself what's best. So what the heck to get, right? Because you can get all apps. Okay, this is the Creative Suite. This is what I like about this, and this is what I use and I recommend. For $52.99 a month, you get access to all of this software. So, but the big but here is that only if you're going to use all of this software. If you think you're going to be drawing pictures with Illustrator and you might want to mess around with images in Photoshop, both of those together are about $22. So, I mean, $42, sorry, $42. So for an extra $10, $12, you get all the apps. That might make sense. If you want to play around with basic Photoshop, and you might want to do this over here. So this is Lightroom and Photoshop for only $10 a month. So what you do is you can buy now, and you got to log in. You got to create an account and log in. But you can pay annually or you can pay monthly if you want to. But that's all you got to do to sign up for that. And then what happens is once you purchase that, you download it, and then you get it down here on your computer, and then you can use it. Like I said, I use most all of their tools, and I love them. And there's no way I would ever advise anybody in the creative field not to use the Creative Suite. It is absolutely the best tool of choice for every creative professional I can think of.